Introducing the brand new CNC Swift Editor designed to program Citizen and Miyano machines. I will give a quick run through of some of its features. Right, so as you notice, it opens quite quickly and you're presented with a blank area and two main area buttons, of which you can open up one area or the other area to be able to program two programs at once, which is quite useful, being able to instantly hide one rather than resizing. If you need to resize them, you can use these arrow keys to make one area bigger than the other, which can be quite useful. So let's open up a single dollar program, a B16. There we go, so we've got a single dollar program. One thing to note is that we've got the option of the color syntaxing turned on, which is the default option for the CNC Swift Editor, which has proven very popular with people who've used it because it makes everything stand out so clearly. So we'll go over to area B and we will open up a $2 program. There we go, so we've got a $1 program in area A and a $2 program in area B. We'll centralize the areas and we'll open up a $3 program. You can also hide individual dollars if you want. So to just work on an individual dollar if you want. There we go. So let's open up a $3 program in both areas. There we go, so we've got $3 in both areas. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to synchronize both areas at once. So we'll press that sync button, we'll press this one, which opens up the queue check windows, just to show you all the queuing codes to make sure they're all okay, and they both say that they're okay to synchronize. There we go, so they're both okay to synchronize. So let's now synchronize both areas. There we go, so they're both now fully synchronized. These windows can also be minimized, which is useful for getting them out of the way. So a great feature of the CNC Swift Editor is that it can be edited and saved and checked whilst it's being synced. So if I give you a demonstration, if we were to copy this piece of code here and then we paste it in here. There we go, so we've now pasted that center feature in here whilst it's been synchronized, and we can also save it at the same time whilst it's being synchronized, and that will save the text back as unsynchronized code. So there we are. So we've done that, and this can obviously work both ways. So you can obviously save it back the other way if you wanted to. So we'll copy that and paste that in there just to show you that you can do it. Notice it's both synchronized, and you could save that like that if you wanted to, but we won't for now. There we go. So it's a great feature. You can keep on editing. If you paste code in there whilst it's being synchronized, you'll find if you paste a lot, the sync commands will be out of line, which you can leave like that, or you can at any stage just resynchronize with the resynchronize button just to bring them back in line whilst you carry on editing and saving. So there we go, all back in line. There we go. So we'll save that again. There we go. So that's all synchronized, edited and saved. So what we'll do now is we'll run some checks, some validation checks on the program. So if we press validation, we've got $check, which just checks a continuity of the dollars, which are okay in this one because it's synchronized okay. But the 5 other checks are letter O check, brackets check, datum check, decimal point checks and variables check. Or you can run all 5 checks together, which can be really useful. So if we do that one, there you go, it's saying all results okay, letter O check okay, brackets okay, datum check. So they're all okay. So what we'll do now is I'll load a program up, which I know has got errors in it, to show you how easy it is to find them. So let's load this program up, which I've put errors into to demonstrate. So validation, I will actually synchronize it as well, just to show you that you can do this while it's synchronized. There we go. So validation checks, we'll go run all 5 checks. There you go. So it's found an error in every category. So what we can do then is individually check the ones with errors. So we'll recheck letter O. It says 1 letter O found. There we go. So we'll oh, I've clicked that wrong. So G0 there, close that down. If we then recheck that, there you go. So that's cleared that error. Brackets check, recheck. There we go. It's saying that this square brackets do not match. If you notice, this program also checks square brackets. So there we go. We've got a square bracket missing there, which we'll put in. There we go. Recheck. Yes. Datum checks. Recheck. Right. So we've got one extra. One says 8.1, one is 8. Right. So let's look for that one. There we go. So that one should be 8. So let's recheck that one for now. Yep, and we've also got a very small error there, which adds up to 005. So we'll look for that one. It's this there. There we go. There's a two decimal points in there. There we go. Minus 005. Right, so I believe that is corrected. Datum checks. There you go. All okay. If you notice, it also checks variables as well. So if, for instance, I were to incorrectly put this one in as, say, a different variable number on a datum, and then recheck it, then do the checks, recheck it if it's found an error. There we go, 1.162.1.1.6.1. So it's found the variable error in the datum shifts. So you can see there that that should be 161. There we go. So recheck. There we go. Now the decimal point check. Let's recheck this one. Decimal point missing, it says. Oh, there you go. So that's 273.0, that should be. So that's one corrected. There you go. So the second one is up here, which imagine should be 12. There we go. So let's recheck that one. Yes, that's it. So we've got only one error left, and that's in the variable. So we recheck that one. There you go, it's found it in $3. There it is down there. So there we go. Yes, you've got a variable there, but it's not linked to the number in front. So if we just put plus or minus or something like that, recheck. There you go. So we've now got no errors in there. So we recheck all, you'll find that it comes up with no errors. So the decimal point check in particular is very powerful. It intelligently works out whether or not there's supposed to be a decimal point, depending on where it is. So you don't have to actually untick or tick any options. So that's quite a good feature. So there you go. So all the checks are done. And if you notice, it's still synchronized at the same time. So we've made changes. We'll save it. There you go. It's all fully saved. We'll unsynchronize it. There we go. Now if we were to reload that one in, which is that one, let's reload it back in, you'll see that everything's still in there. Run all 5 checks. There you go. So it did all that whilst it was synchronized with all the extra code. So it's a very useful feature like that. You've got a few other utilities, a few calculators at the moment, right angle trig, and you can use degrees, minutes, seconds, which is quite a useful feature. You've got speeds and feeds chart, which is useful. So there you go, there's a quick rundown of the CNC Editor, which is proving to be quite popular with people who've done program on these machines. So I'll just quickly show a few of the options. So if we go to options, we've got the option at the moment, which is the default for this, which is color syntexing, dark background syntexing. We can untick that at any time, and you'll notice it's now gone to light background color syntexing if you want that. notice it's done it this side while it's still synced as well. We can also turn that off altogether, color syntax in, and just have standard colors. And you'll notice when you're using standard colors, you've got a few extra features, like when you've highlighted a certain area, the background turns to the default color, whereas the unhighlighted area remains grayed out, which is quite a good visual clue. And also you'll notice the background color slightly changes when you've actually edited something in that dollar. So on this one you can see that the program's changed, and you know it's in $2 because the background is slightly different, which again can be a useful feature. You've got the choice of the unsyntaxed feature. You can have white, black, yellow, lime green, which again shows these features. You'll notice slightly different. You've got black, which just is a black background with white text. So you've also got the option of changing the font. With a default font is the one it's normally set on, but you can obviously change the font for whatever you like, if you want to, in the normal way. So like that. So let's change the font something. There you go, Arial rounded. It's obviously rather large, but so we'll put the default font back. There we go. And we'll put it back into the standard default mode, which is color syntax in, dark background syntax in. You've also got the option to clear the recent file list, which can be useful. You set your default extensions so that it will find them quickly in the open window, and the default path to look into when you're looking for programs, which you can obviously click on and reset at any time. So there we go. That concludes the tour of the CNC Swift Editor. Just save the program and we close it.